Hi everybody, welcome to MST Conversation. As you all know that we are doing this special edition for Valentine's Day 2021, and the theme that we are covering is psychology of relationship. And to talk on the same today, we have an expert on board with us, Dr. Lokesh Babu. He's a psychiatrist currently based out of Tumkur, Karnataka, and with us he'll be talking about myths of romantic love. Hi, Dr. Lokesh, how are you?
Hi, Siba. Very nice. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for getting on board and talking to us about myth of romantic love.
Sure, sure. Because it's a very confusing topic. So, hope people will have some demystification after their false belief about love.
Absolutely, and especially Bollywood has kind of painted quite a false picture for a lot
Yeah,
of young people out there, and it's
true.
glad to have an expert on board who could educate us in the right direction.
Sure.
So to begin with, like the very first question, and a question that a lot of people think of is that what is romance? What is love? What is romance? How are they different?
Exactly. So basically, what is the myth about this love and things like that? Whatever we call, whenever we say, everybody see, commonly we say that everybody has fallen in love. There is nothing like that. Nobody can say that they have not, whether they have confessed it within themselves or they have confessed to the person whom they are attracted to. So there is some biological change which happens in every individual
Mm-hmm.
when they meet one person or two people, significantly. We cannot keep on falling in love with the same intensity all the time with different people, but probably, like, of course, 3 4 times people may fall in love with the same significant intensity. So
Right.
what actually is that attraction, what we call, what is the part of that infatuation in that, and what is it all about, like whatever we call love? The first is what actually happens in us. So we all know what happens in us when we suddenly get, find some person is better than other person, and there is some sudden change in our mind, in our mood, in our emotions, the way we behave, the way we think, and suddenly there is an emotional, hormonal rush in us, and my heart starts beating faster, my tongue. I start getting a tongue tie whenever I meet that person, whenever I want to talk to that person, thinking 24/7. My brain compulsively thinks about that person, like where is she, what is she doing, or where is he, what is he doing.
Yeah.
I get obsessed, actually. It is beyond my will to stop those thoughts you know
Okay.
so this is what we call as love. So in all the songs, as you said, that in Bollywood and everywhere, all the songs are like, you can say mujhe neend na aaye, mujhe chain na aaye, chahe dere dhund
So true.
khilaye, means it actually happens. So it is not something they have not written about what is not happening. It actually happens to an individual, that we don't get sleep, we don't eat proper food, 24/7 we think about them. And when they talk to somebody else, we feel so jealous, we feel that we may lose them, we want to
Mm-hmm.
possess them, and we get aggressive sometimes, and we get sad sometimes. We basically act as a totally different individual when we are attracted to someone, and that's what generally called as love. Okay.
Right.
So what is this love and why does it happen? That is the question. That Okay. So this love, as we think, it is not in our choice. The first and foremost thing everybody has to understand: falling in love is not in the choice of our intellect. We don't use our intelligence to fall in love.
Okay.
If we use our intelligence, and we call it a dating, okay, you date a person, you meet them frequently, then you realize there are a lot of things which are comfortable for both of you. You share some common views, ideas, and things. That is called, mutual understanding. Developing into love is different. What I'm talking about, that solid attraction where your brain goes into totally like hijacked phenomena,
Okay.
where people will think that they have to die if they don't get married, where people cut their arm, slash their
Yeah.
forearm if they don't get what they want. So this obsessive kind of love, what we call like true love, what is being told to be true love. So this is what is actually a biological phenomenon.
Okay.
So there is nothing to be proud of the one whom we love, because it is not we liked her out of our consent. It happened just biologically. So why does that biological attraction happens to us, and what is the purpose behind that?
Okay.
So you will be surprised to know, we choose a partner, or my brain chooses a partner. It's because of genetic, its predisposition. Okay, so my brain tells whenever I look at that particular person, or one that special person, whichever we remember as we have fallen in love with them,
Mm-hmm.
are those people where my brain tells me, my body tells me, and every part of my genetic makeup tells me, like, no, if you go and um, copulate with them, if you have a sexual relationship with them, the children which will be born out of them are going to be very healthy and strong. That is the only reason
Yeah.
why we get attracted to other person.
Okay.
There is no such thing as, like, mythological or romantic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is purely reproductive phenomena. Everybody will be disappointed because they make it so romantic, but it's all biology. It's a purely reproductive phenomena.
Right.
And that is the reason why we don't have a choice when that kind of an attraction happens to us. Okay.
Right.
So when it is not biological, then we have a lot of choices, and we have the doubt about people. What's, like, should I date him? Should I not date him? Like, what are we going to do about it? But when it is
Yeah.
biological, we absolutely have no choice.
Right.
So that is what people misunderstand as love and romance.
So that's great to know the, physiology behind the
Yeah.
attraction that happens, and then what is the meaning behind it, what is the significance behind it. I also would like to know, and probably the viewers right now also would like to know, what is the psychology also of love in a romantic relationship, because as you
Yes.
said, sometimes people get obsessed. There is, that obsessive
True.
kind of nature. So can you shed some light on that?
Sure. Like, all our love relationship depends upon our relationship with our parents. That is the most important thing we should know.
Yeah.
Like, how is our parents loving each other? Like, what is their intimacy levels, and how they were used to communicate with each other, and what is the pattern that they lived in, is sometimes something that we copy from our parents.
Okay.
So second thing is the idealization of the better off is the partner is usually very subconscious choices we make. Sometimes it is being said that the women would like to choose somebody who is similar to her father, not in looks wise, sometimes looks wise also, but the behavior, character. And if the father is an abusive, remember, the girl is going to choose an abusive guy. She's not going to choose the other way. We do not have to imagine that parent means they're always loving towards us. They will also
Mhm.
have their own issues, and whatever the
Yes.
conflicts the children would have along with them is the kind of the partner we would choose actually. If I have a very less intimate relationship and less caring or less understanding, or not a good bonding with my mother, you would be surprised I would choose a wife with whom I will have a difficulty in developing a bonding actually.
Okay.
So these are the subconscious factor which happen, and these are the subconscious factor which confuse people, like, when, because see, the first part which I told you is the biological attraction.
Yeah.
In that attraction, what happens, there is some chemical called dopamine in the brain. This
Mm-hmm.
dopamine brain is secreted so much in the brain, like, it is 500 times more, exactly like how you take a cocaine. When you're on cocaine, you get the same high when you're in love. So if
Okay.
you want to understand, that is the intensity of chemical changes which happen. There is a flooding, there is a storm. It's like a tsunami of dopamine surge in the brain. So dopamine basically helps us to think, because it is in such a high significant number. It
Right.
just abolishes our ability to think for a while.
Right.
So that rush stays at least for 6 months, minimum for 6 months. The dopamine high is going to be in their brain. So it is attached with that one particular person, like, that person and the dopamine surge. That is the reason why we don't want to leave them. It is just like a drug addiction. Like, I take that cocaine, so I feel high. I look at the person, I feel high. I don't get the cocaine, so I suffer, I cry, I steal. I mean, I can do anything for the drug, whichever I want to
Mm-hmm.
possess. Exactly same way I do when I'm in love, because the chemical in the brain is same. Whether it is love or it is cocaine, please understand, the chemical which is acting, making me very happy, it is the same chemical.
Right.
So obviously, my behavior is going to be same. Okay, but we do not understand its biological process. We make it very romanticized, novelistic, because it kills that, what you call that beauty, or it kills that kind of a false belief that we have about romance and knowing each other. We are the best couple, like,
Yeah.
he understands everything about me. These kind of patterns which we use, these we don't want to disturb those patterns, so we have a tendency to believe it happens automatically. And
Wow.
second thing is,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The second thing is, like, what is a pattern we'll have with our parents? Like, for example, we have three kinds of relationship patterns. One is what we call is secure. The secure relationship is where both individual function as an adult. They feel very secure with each other,
Right.
and they share their weaknesses, strength, and they share their faults and fears. And see, for example, like, see, I if I tell you, like, I'm going to fall out of love, somehow I feel that I'm going to fall out of love.
Mm-hmm.
In a secure relationship, people do confess things like this, where in other relationship they would actually not do that. The other two relationships are, one is anxious relationship, where the person is always anxious about getting loved by other. Another
Okay.
personality is what we call as avoidant personality, avoidant relationship attachment types. Is that avoidant attachment type person is always like wants to get closer but not getting closer. It is like you would have heard, like, यानी पता नहीं यार मेरा boyfriend कब decide करेगा whether he wants to marry me or
Mm.
not. जो भी बोलता हूँ, like, he keeps on postponing it,
Okay.
or he'll always come up with some reason. Or the girl also says, like, it's the same thing. She always will come up with some reason. Okay,
Right.
so that is an avoidant personality type. Okay, so the other person like sits next to them, and, like, they will be like banging their head, like, अरे यार तू decision कर, मुझे मेरे घर में लड़की देख रहा है, लड़के देख रहा है, like, so.
Mm-hmm.
But this person who has got an avoidant personality type attachment pattern, he'll be so scared. He will invite the person, he will show all the love, then he will be scared to make the commitment,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know so that's what happens with these avoidant people. And the anxious people, they do so much for you. Okay, they'll, like, you'll be like, "Arey yaar, itna mat karo, like, I'll feel guilty later when I have to leave you." Like, some.
Yeah.
So they feel like so much insecure about themselves, so they feel so anxious, they overdo things, they over comply with their partner,
Mm.
and they sacrifice their own self in the process of like, getting that secure attachment pattern from the other person. So these are the three significant patterns we see in relationships
Yeah.
usually.
Absolutely. That's so interesting to know, and something definitely that would be busting the myth around romantic love, because as you
Sure.
rightly explained, there are different kind of relationships and people act in different ways. Plus,
Yeah.
the interesting bit was the neuro science behind
Yeah.
love, and how you feel inside your head when you're actually uh, you know uh, in love with somebody or find them that close to you. So that's
Correct.
very interesting to know from you, Dr. Lokesh. Another thing, since we're talking about myth busting of romantic love,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about intimacy, because now, especially the young generation out there, there is again
Hmm.
some confusion happening in that area around
True.
intimacy as well. So it'll be great to
Yeah.
talk a little bit on that. How would you define
Sure.
intimacy, and how is it important in a relationship?
Intimacy is basically where your ego boundaries are broken, actually. See, it is considering that we all live in a bubble. Okay,
Hmm.
consider that I have a bubble, you have a bubble. So when we meet up, we how much ever close we may say each other, so we still sit in our bubble and shake our hands together, and we stay in that bubble. Okay,
Right.
so in intimacy, what happens? That bubble, it is not going to get burst, but it is going to expand, and both the parties, they can walk inside and out of the bubble. like
Right.
your bubble and my bubble, they unite together, so it
Right.
becomes a big globe. Okay, so
Yeah.
that is what happens in intimacy, means there is absolutely no fear. Okay, and there are two kinds of intimacy that also we should know. One is like intimate sharing, and another one is shared intimacy.
Okay.
Okay, so I both friends can be like shared intimacy, like they can be like thick friends without any physical relationship. That is a shared intimacy where I share everything with you, you share everything with me, I cry for you, you cry for me, I miss you, you miss me, like bonding is more stronger than anybody else. So it is a shared
Yeah.
intimacy. When there is a passion is involved in that, it becomes an intimate sharing. When
Okay.
there is a passion and there is a sexual relationship comes in, so it becomes an intimate sharing. Okay, so this is the little different that we should know about intimacy. And second thing is like, am I an intimate person? It depends upon like what is my fear to be intimate with others. What I generally see is the current generation or the people around, always we find faults in others. You know,
Okay.
he's not giving me time, she's not giving me time, she's not honest to me, she's not that, she's not this. Like, so we'll have a thousand complaints about our partners.
Hmm.
But what we don't ask ourselves is, why am I putting up with it? Then there
Right.
is something in me which is needed to be neglected or needed to be rejected, or I want to keep myself on the edge all the time, like kya hoga, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow. So what is my need in that relationship? Am I truly intimate with that person, or just because we are having a physical relationship I'm considering it as intimate relationship? See, one
Okay.
of the greatest myth in India is that, like, if you love you should marry. That is a stupid philosophy actually. Love and marriage has got nothing to do. As I
Yeah.
told you, love is purely biological attraction, and you have to reproduction for it is done. So to have a
Hmm.
reproduction, and India legalizes only through marriage.
Marriage. Yeah.
Okay, so it is a cultural thing. So when the cultural thing has a conflict with the biological system, that is where all this mess comes of the caste thing, or like the financial things and
Hmm.
securities. Usko, he has got three sisters to get married, and your parents will say, look, he has got three sisters to take care, he's not going to give any attention to you. So
Yeah.
like that, so much of social influence comes into the picture.
Yeah.
So we get disturbed about whether his love is true or my love is true. There is no such thing as true love also. But I mean, like, we all have to be aware and be an adult in those issues, like demand demanding for a true like love and things like that. It doesn't exist actually. There is only at one given point of time I was truly attached to you, truly attracted towards you, truly madly in love with you at one given point of time. You know, so over the period of time, we don't know.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Okay, so we cannot recreate the same thing again and again throughout our life. So that can happen only with intimate bonding, where they can sustain the relationship even though the biological high has dropped down.
Right.
And you'd be surprised, the funniest thing, nature wise you're not monogamous, you're a polygamous. You're not designed to live with one person, because once you reproduce with that person, what happens, your body will get attracted to somebody else. Why? Because that person is fertile to have a reproduction. The
Okay.
sperm from that person, the ovum from that person is good for reproduction.
Okay.
So nature has not made couples. Nature has made only people who can reproduce, healthy people actually. So whom do
Right.
you get attracted to? You always get healthy people. To attracted to healthy people, so that you'll have a healthy child who is going to, like, who is devoid of illness and which is going to survive.
Right.
That is the whole purpose of attraction. You know, to have the healthiest babies. So
Yeah.
that is the main thing actually. So we get confused about it, and we make it a challenging issue, and we make it something like, true or wrong, or then false, or like I got cheated in love. Like, it never
Hmm.
happens. There is no such thing as you get cheated in love. Maybe you got cheated in relationship, like, friendship. Even friendship
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
also, yeah. So we have so much of confusion. And because of that, we go through a lot of trauma,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So my whole intention today is to, like, convey message to the youths and everybody, because people can get attracted to any age. Please
Yeah.
keep yourself open, anything can happen at any time. Okay.
Yeah.
And if it is not happening the way you want it, you don't have to suffer how it is being shown or how you have been reading about it.
Yeah.
So मेरा पैर नहीं मिला तो मैं देवदास बन जाता हूँ. Who told you that? It's a media actually, right?
Yeah.
It's an idea which is propagated
Yeah.
in the culture that you don't get
Culture.
your love. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. As you said that, a lot of social factors really play an important role in all these things. And again, by nature, we are not made monogamous, but maybe it's the societal restriction and the cultural
Yeah, true.
bindings that has to, make us follow that rule or regulation, however you want to frame that. So now that we
Correct.
have talked a little bit about, how love is portrayed in ways that are not absolutely right, or how intimacy can differ in people, would you say that romantic relationships are futile? What is your take on that?
Romantic relationships are not futile because they're the, see, as I told you, it is not in our choice at all, actually, because you can never replace it. The whatever the feeling you go through and the feeling you experience, that highness you experience, it is
Mm-hmm.
beyond our control. It is nothing our intelligence can match up with it. You can never create that same amount of emotional, that intensity is otherwise. How much ever you may like another person anytime, but it,
Yeah.
it may never happen. So the only thing is, how do I direct it?
Okay.
Okay, how do I direct my romantic relationship? Do I make it a messy, convoluted, a criminal, kind of a
Yeah.
struggle, or melodramatic? You can say,
Yeah.
like, am I going to make it a melodramatic and end up suffering, or am I going to use my wisdom in the process and enjoy every moment of it as long as it is going to stay with me? you know
Okay.
consider that this romantic relationship is going to stay with me for a certain amount of time. Okay. If
Yeah.
God says that you have an ability to love a person only for 6 months, so how would you spend it? You would spend it delicately, lovingly, and you know that it's going to end, so you don't want to spoil it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So treat every romantic relationship like that. Do not get your personality patterns get into the relationship. See, these days I see a lot of doubts in relationships, and multiple datings are happening beyond, like, see, now it has been socially accepted also. What we
Yeah.
call is polyamory is like where people tell each other that I'm going to have another relationship, and they go and have another relationship, not cheating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, they're not going to cheat you. They're going to inform the other person. Okay, so they make a contract in a relationship where the each other know about each other, and they say, like, look, I'm going to have a multiple relation partners, and you can also choose to have a multiple partners, but we are going to say it to each other. We are not going to hide.
Right.
you know so
Yeah.
that is a new trend which is coming up in the culture.
Yeah.
And so it is possible, any kind of a romantic relationship is possible. Enjoy the romance because it's never going to happen again in your life, but direct it wisely so that it is you're not going to feel cheated for your own self. Okay, you're not going to end up
Absolutely.
life in a misery because of that.
Hmm.
I have seen, because as a psychiatrist I sit in my clinic and I see lot of people who come to the clinic saying that, today also I had a client, he was contemplating suicide
Okay.
because he was dating one woman and she stopped talking to him.
Okay.
you know so that is what happens. So when somebody start, the one whom I was loving, if they stop loving me, what next? you know
Okay.
that is what I should understand. Actually, when they stop loving me, obviously my body is going to throw tantrums.
Hmm.
It is going to act crazy because all that chemical high which I was getting is no more. It's going to be there for me. So it is exactly like when the drug is not available to me, I am going to beg, borrow, steal. you know I'm going to use all those procedure to secure money and get the drug. Exactly the same way people who are in love do all those crazy stuff. They call them, they blackmail them, they go in front of their house, they do the dramas, they do, they threaten them, all kind of. Basically, I want this chemical, not that person. Remember, I don't
Yeah.
want that person. When that person is with me, I feel high.
Yeah.
Okay. So this high is being destroyed now. So I want that high,
Yeah.
because it's the only that person can make my chemical go high. Okay. So we have to know why we feel so frustrated. It's not because somebody is gone. Okay. We feel high because my neurochemicals are getting totally,
Mm.
like,
Yeah.
depleted, and
Imbalance.
it is
Yeah.
imbalanced, and my brain actually throws a tantrum. That's all. it, so when the brain throws tantrum, then I am the one who got to manage it.
Hmm.
Use it. So I got to see now what I actually told that person is, like, who was contemplating suicide, is like, look, it's a biological, simple, and you have to understand that you're going to survive this. Okay. And of course, you don't know the another opportunities which are going to come up in life, but right now you feel this is the end of your life. Okay. So let
Yeah.
us stay with this feeling. Let us stay with this feeling that right now I feel, right now, right now, for this particular moment, I feel I should be dead, because I'm not able to manage the pain.
Right.
Even it is not the loss, it's the pain which I am going through, I'm not able to manage. So what we assure them is, like, endure the pain. If you endure the pain, obviously it's gonna go away.
Yeah.
So once it goes away, so you will become more like, matured enough to get into another relationship. you know so you can make a choice, like, what kind of a person you would like to choose. Probably you choose willingly a person who would leave you. As I told you, because of
Yeah.
the attachment patterns, we choose
Hmm.
somebody who will be harmful to me. We choose somebody who is going to cheat very frequently on me. We choose someone where I'll always have to compete for attention from him, from her.
Hmm.
So we choose according to our personalities. So it is better you look into your personality and how you can transform yourself to have a better relationship.
That's an interesting
So
note about, how relationships can turn out. And especially as you said, enduring the pain in that moment and
exactly.
accepting it as it comes. I think so that's a big learning, and I hope the people watching it right now can find it helpful for themselves, because it's true, it definitely feels painful. I think so we all have been there at some point of in our life, and
True.
but we have overcome that and also have realized that there are better things to come. And
True.
definitely it makes us stronger once we have endured that threshold. Then we can, go a little higher also. So that's a
It's true.
good way of learning through life. And again, I'm glad we are talking about this. So what, Dr. Lokesh, what would you like to say to millennial couples and baby boomer couples who are in a romantic relationship? What advice would you like to share to them through this video?
See, as far as I have noticed, actually, most of the time it is the anxious within a person which disturbs all the relationships. Okay.
Hmm.
And second thing is, it is the suspicion in the relationship which disturbs the relationships. So these are the two significant, like, personalities are two significant, the anxiety and suspicion. So for the new couple which are blooming, or you're going to be like get into this new world of infatuation, attraction, uh, feeling
Yeah.
high about it. So be careful about these two things. That's all. So if you feel you're suspicious, don't chase. Don't try to catch a person. You just talk to them directly and see whether it is possible for them to reciprocate to you the way you want it
Mhm.
or not. If you're feeling anxious, trust me, just go say it. It is okay to get rejected. It is okay to get rejected, and it is okay to hear a no. uh, instead of thinking like, oh, if I would have proposed, what would have happened? All the time thinking until your death, keeping the
Mm.
same thing in your mind, and retrospectively go back and try to recreate the whole scenario. Always be ready for no. That is the best thing that anybody can prepare themselves for. And if there is a no, obviously you're going to be in pain for some time, and immediately you're going to bounce back, and things are going to be better. At least you know what it is. Okay. And I mean, like, this is a very cyber, it is a little bit related to the IPC section. Do not send nude photos. Please understand, because when you are 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, there is a tendency that the boy or a girl both may try to, like, asking you to prove your love to me. Like, if you love me, send me your nude pics. Okay, send
Okay.
me that, because we get a lot of patients who do those kind of things, and they become victimized for a very long period of time. you
Yeah.
know not only when they are in relationship, even when they are out of relationship, they are going to be like victimized for the longest period, and that fear is going to haunt you forever, and it's going to, like, make a life miserable. You can date, you can meet, but not a problem at all. But if somebody wants to have that gratification with those pictures and things like that, you flat refuse it. And if they use the word, like, if you love me, do it, then use the same word. If you love me, don't ask. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
So don't please in a wrong way, so which can be, because when you are in 18, 19, trust me, 99% of the time you're not going to marry the same person. Okay. Because it is not that he's not going to be in love, probably you are also not going to be in love with the same person.
Yeah.
So do not get into those kind of impulsive decisions. And second thing is alcohol. This is the most important thing. When you're in alcohol on drugs, you can do really wild, crazy things. And you may allow people to, exploit you in so many ways. See, in UK, it is such, when the girl is drunk, the boy doesn't touch her. You know that. So
Okay.
because in the morning she can actually put a case on him, saying that she was in not a right sense to make a decision, and this guy actually exploited her. In India, it is vice versa. It
Yeah.
is when the girls are drunk, the boys will, like, try to
Disappear.
hit on them.
Yeah.
So please make sure when you are drunk, safety is the most important thing. So you just got to manage yourself very well. And for a happy suggestions, like, enjoy your life, be in that mood, be romantic, just focus your, like, happiness. Don't worry about how much you get out of it. Just see, like, how much you can be happy in whatever time you are in. That is the most wonderful thing to do. And all the songs, love songs will appear more beautiful to you when you're in love, and all the sad songs appear so meaningful when you're have a heartbreak.
Yeah.
So that is the intensity you experience when you are in love, or when you're in out of
Yeah.
love. So that's a unique experience. It is, you can never manufacture it, you can never generate it, because it happens biologically. So
Absolutely.
when it happens to you, be available to it completely. And if the person is also responding to you, have a great time. That would be my suggestions for
And I think so.
the
An
millennials.
important advice that you shared with the viewers is about how sharing nudes can have such a long impact if something goes wrong. And definitely
Absolutely.
a nice way of turning it down is that, and it's true. I think so. Children, I mean, young people at that age might say to
Yeah,
prove it in this or that way, and it's always to be mindful at that point that this is not the only way of proving your feelings, your
true.
attraction for somebody else. So these are very good pieces of advice that I hope couples out there and people who have been having difficult times in their relationship would find it helpful. um, you had mentioned a little bit about the polyamorous relationship, and it's true.
Yeah,
It's I think it's something that is new in trend, having an open relationship. A lot of people, I mean, now we can see it happening in media as well. What would you like to say
true.
on that? And what are your viewpoints on the same?
Basically, like, why we were not allowed to have multiple sexual relationship. The first and foremost thing is, it is, in olden days we had no contraceptions, obviously. So you cannot keep on having children here and there, and leave them and don't take care of them. care of it. So that was the one reason. And second thing is we had no condoms or protections in olden days, where sexually transmitted diseases were actually life dangerous. They were killing people,
Yeah.
syphilis and other diseases. So there is a very valuable reason behind why these multiple sexual relationships were curtailed in once upon a time, because it was a life surviving thing. And
Yeah.
also it was protecting unwanted pregnancies and things like that. But with the passage of time, of course, things have changed, and the ideological attachment system has been still existing in our country. Not in every country actually. But
Yeah.
in other countries, what is there is a choice of freedom to leave. Like taking divorce is much easier in UK, US, and Germany compared to India. you know
Mhm.
there is no stigma attached to it. Breaking up when you are in see what happens when you break up with a guy who is normal and who is well educated. What happens when you break up, when you say like, hey, sorry man, I really love you, but I can't be loving you the way I used to love because I found some love, new love.
Hmm.
So what does the guy do? Maybe he's a wise and well-educated gentleman. He would say like, "Oh, really sorry. Please consider me. I mean, like it is very hurtful for me. I don't know how I'm going to manage without you, but it's going to be a very difficult task for me. But I'll try. I hope you're going to have a better life with whomever you have found, right?"
Yeah.
That is the most idealistic way. That is the normal way to respond. Instead of to I say, how can you do this to me? Blah 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 blah. Blah."
Yeah.
This is a cinematic. This is cinematic. This
Yeah.
is actually a learned behavior. Because
Yeah.
if you love someone, then what is that you are wishing for? What is the promise that you make to a girl or a boy when you love someone? You make a promise that I am going to take care of your happiness, right?
Yeah.
So when she says that, okay, take care of our happiness, but I'll be away from you, why can't you do that? It is
Yeah.
as simple as that. If you really wish for the
Yeah.
happiness of the other person, then you should be willing to let them go when they
Yeah.
want to go. Okay. So in polyamory, what happens? That is how it is built upon on that platform,
Mhm.
where you do not become possessively obsessed. You don't become suspicious, you don't become jealous, you don't use your ego at stake, like, you're I am the only one who should be desiring me, I am the only one who should be liking me, because there is an open contract. There is a
Yeah.
legitimate contract which is exist between them. So that works out. There are a lot of asexual groups also. There in Bangalore also
Yeah.
there are asexual groups where they join together, they hug, chat, talk. Without sex, they are like lovers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of revolution is going on, but
Yeah.
nothing is the right way. We have to
Right.
understand whether marriage is the right thing. We don't know whether this is asexual the right thing. Polymer, we don't know actually. We as long as you are comfortable with anything you do, that is the right thing for you, as long as it doesn't harm your mental health, as
Yeah.
long as it doesn't harm your emotional health, and it doesn't harm your physical health. And remember, it should not harm your economic health also. See, I've seen a lot of people, to hold their love, they spend a lot of money. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's not the boys, it's the girls nowadays, because girls earn money.
Yeah.
Earlier days, it was always stereotypically made to believe that,
Yeah.
girls date a rich guy. It's now it is absolutely wrong, true, false,
Yeah.
because girls are richer than boys. And I
Yeah.
have seen boys actually, like, leech upon them, and I
Mhm.
mean, they make them bankrupt actually. So we got to be wise on those aspects too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the way you are listening to me, probably you feel that love is not such a,
But
romantic
that's
thing.
that's what we are talking about right now, the myths around it. And yeah,
Yeah, exactly,
it
exactly.
would get a little bit dark because no, it's not
I know.
commonly spoken about, and
Spoken about, yeah.
usually see the flowery and the blooming side of it, and little is talked about the the flip side. And like everything,
Flip side of
it
it, that's
has
right.
a everything has two sides, right? So,
Correct.
Dr. Lokesh, this was really interesting. And anything else you would like to add to people watching? Anything, any last advice for this webinar that you want to share?
Yeah, the simple advice I would like to give to all the, I mean, like, see, love is not related to the youth only. Love is happens at all the age span. You know, from
Yes.
the time you are 13, the moment you realize that you're hormonally you are attracted to somebody or somebody can be attracted to you, till that age, till the end of your life. You know, you are maybe 80 or 90, whatever. So, in across the generation, what I'd like to say is love is always healthy. Remember that, and love always nourishes you. Love encourages you. Love brings happiness. Love actually gives a sense of security. Love always gives a sense of comfort. And love actually enriches you. Okay. So if these are the feelings which you are having when you are in relationship or when you're in love, I would suggest please go ahead and enjoy your life. If these are not the emotions which you are not sharing, then you can always, I'm not saying like break up, but now there are a lot of help available. Consult a couple therapist, consult a psychologist, psychiatrist, wherever. Like, see, so many. How can I say like my personality is an obstruction? It's not that my love. Okay, so I really like this person, but my personality is obstructing me. I'm an alcoholic. So how can I actually save myself and save the love which I am having? So any kind of multifactorial emotional things, biological things can affect you in your relationships. So definitely you can seek help and take care of the help and sustain your intimacy, love, and bonding with the person. And be safe and be happy and be generous in love.
Thank you, Dr. Lokesh, for sharing such useful tips for the youth out there and everybody who's having troubles understanding what romance is, what love is. We did share a little bit on the darker side, but I think so that was
Yeah,
important, that was needed, and kind of goes pretty well with the topic that we are discussing in hand. Again, viewers
sure.
watching us, if you want to know more about Dr. Lokesh, you can find the details in the description below. Please reach out to her if you are facing similar issues. Again, he's a psychiatrist based out of Tumkur, Karnataka. And I hope this webinar helped you understanding a little bit more about relationships and love. And we really hope you found it useful. So, thank you again for joining us. And
Thank you, Sima. Thank you very much.
thank you. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And please share this video with as many people as possible. Thank you so much.